Hello everybody, this is Debo with Debo's Movie Views here, and this week's review will be Super Mario Bros. Starring Bob Hoskins as Mario, John Leguizamo as Luigi, Samantha Mathis as Daisy, aka Princess Peach, featuring Lance Henriksen as King Bowser, Dennis Hopper as King Koopa, and of course Mojo Nixon as Toad. And I gotta say, old Mojo Nixon, talented, decent actor, talented musician, and I would say a greater American than Richard Nixon. Woo! And speaking of that, there's one trivial tidbit I wrote for some notes for this. It said how Nixon actually claimed that he was cast because they wanted Tom Waits, who was unavailable, but and Mojo's agent pitched him as a third-rate Tom Waits, whereas I find Tom Waits a third-rate Louis Armstrong. I mean, God, I would say Tom Waits' music sucks. I mean, yeah. I mean, God. I mean, God, even made his version of Wire theme was cringy. But enough about Tom Waits. Back to Super Mario Bros. I gotta say, for a movie that was pretty much a flop, that even most of the cast kind of agreed it was. I mean, like how the late great Bob Hoskins said that was his biggest regret as an actor was making Super Mario Bros. But in my opinion, he did a decent job. So, I say his version of Mario looked more like, made him look like if Wilford Brimley and James Gandolfini had a love child. And come down to it, I had to say if Gandolfini was still alive, he would have been a good Mario. Hell, he probably would have been playing Mario instead of Chris Pratt in the new movie coming out. But that's enough I'm going to say about the new movie. I gotta say, Hoskins and Leguizamo did a damn good job as Mario and Luigi. And for one that had whole bit of inaccuracies from the game lore, from how Toad didn't have the big mushroom head even before being de-evolved. But he did have like a spiral haircut, and I gotta give it to Samantha Mathis did a damn good job as Daisy, and it goes on. And Dennis Hopper, I gotta say, is one of his most iconic roles because I had to say Hopper was always known for being so bad he's good. I mean, kind of made in a way, Hopper was almost like the Sean Bean of his day. Because every movie I was practically seen him in, he got his ass whooped. Ranging from like small parts in like Gunfight at OK Corral, True Grit, and Sons of Katie Elder to Super Mario Brothers. And and his demeanor in that one. I mean, he looked like, instead of being King Koopa, who should have really been Bowser, because anybody who's played a Mario game knows that Bowser's the big bad, and Koopas were just the little minion people that Mario fights. And of course, with I give it to like Yoshi being like a, which of course a character like that would how it transferred into live action, of course, even by '90s standards, because they have in the Koopa world, which is known as the Mushroom Kingdom, because from how it goes like in the beginning of the movie, where it's like real New York in their regular days as plumbers until Luigi meets Daisy, aka Princess Peach, and of course, which is completely wrong because game wise, because everyone knows about how Mario saves the day, Luigi's second fiddle. Except, of course, in Luigi's Mansion, of course. And in the whole Koopa world, to me, it looked like you want to take Escape from New York and try to make it make a kids movie version of it, and a more successful take on on taking something adult oriented and making it kid friendly. Because that's always an annoying trope when it comes to adaptations. Not of Mario, but more adult oriented adaptations that want to be watered down for the PG-13 money, which just go to my watch other reviews for that one. And with Hopper playing Koopa, I mean, yeah. Not only was he going opposite of how he should have been Bowser instead of like Lance Henriksen in like a 5-second cameo after evolving from the fungus, which was pretty much the whole thing of the movie was the whole trust the fungus line deal, which of course is a absolute opposite of any Mario game. Hell, with Mario, you pretty much had old, like I said, with Bowser, and then Hopper's performance, man, he looked more like he was auditioning to play a frontman for a pop punk band instead of King Koopa. I mean, that hairdo and all, and woof. And to talk about how you get how the whole thing of trying to be Bowser and all, which is really a build up to a sequel that never happened, given how the end of it from where at the end where Luigi had to say goodbye to Peach because Daisy, who had to remain in the kingdom after having to go to Earth as the hideout from Iggy and the other guy. I'm kind of brain farting on their names, but how the evolution machine did not work on them. Just turned them from villain to hero, and then, of course, with the whole Lena thing, of course, was not an existing game character. And of course, in a way, well, I'd say this parts was like, of course, when they go to Koopa Land and then they round up getting funny scene where he's getting bugged by an old lady to when they meet Toad before they get arrested, and then an old Mojo belting out big old mean evil King Koopa. Man, talk about awesome. Especially after the whole jail escape, after their first encounter with a big old mean evil King Koopa, where they stole a cop car, and then which kind of makes you wonder how they didn't do like opposite classes and in like a Mario Kart game where it had like the cop car instead of just like regular go karts. But hey, but hey, like Gazama made a post recently about how Nintendo didn't have much involvement of it, though in the DVD version you do hear the infamous music and and a post credit cameo by some Nintendo execs. And hell, Lance Henriksen's kind of short performance. I mean, man, if this movie did get a sequel, he would have been a good bad guy. Kind of like I hope I hadn't seen the new one yet, but I hope Jack Black knocks it out of the park. Although I kind of thought Clancy Brown should have been Bowser. Like hell, he would have been a better King Koopa instead of Hopper. But hey, but hey, Super Mario Bros. Is about a cult classic. I mean, I mean, and no, Seth Rogen is not the worst movie ever made. I mean, I mean, personally, I'm gonna give Super Mario Bros. A 3 out of 5. I mean, what it was not loyal to source material, but a fun watch. I mean, all right, all right, y'all. I hope y'all like, subscribe, and enjoy the video, and I'll keep dishing of your reviews out.